and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build, and also happy Halloween. I am currently recording this at 11:16 a.m. on Halloween, and this should be going out in the next few hours. So I wanted to make something, okay, in The Sims. You know my obsession for the 5 people that watch my videos. I'm obsessed with it. It's just what I do. But I wanted to build and I couldn't think of anything. So I went to one of my favorite Canadians and my best friend, Daniel, Canada Crossing, and asked him, like, hey, you always give me good ideas. Like, what should I build? I want to do something. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's off the wall or if it's just a blue Suburban or whatever. Like, what's the first idea that pops in your head, right? Well, this was on last Sunday, and he was like, well, Halloween's coming up. How about you recreate a map from Phasmo? And he was saying, like, the Asylum Sunny Meadows, which has like over 100 rooms. And I'm like, man, that's a good idea, but oh, that's a big thing to take on. Plus, I don't know how well the Sims would handle it, or. So then it got me thinking, well, I mean, I could do something like that. What map could we do? Well, there's 2 campsite maps, okay? So there's a bigger one called Maple Lodge. There's a smaller one called Camp Woodwind. And with the new pack, Adventure Awaits, it's all based on camp, like it has campsites and just getaways and stuff like that. So I put 2 and 2 together. It was like, well, my favorite games are Phasmophobia and The Sims. So, and the new pack is campsites. There's 2 campsites. And instead, of course, of going with the smaller one, I decided to go with the bigger one, which is called Maple Lodge Campsite. Now, what I decided to do is recreate this map, and I did it as well and as accurate as I could, but there is a lot of things that we don't have in this game because I didn't want any custom content. I wanted you to be able, no matter what, download this and play with it if you want to. So you don't have to worry about things missing or anything like that for as long as you have however many packs I use. There's a lot of horse ranch, cottage living, adventure aways. There's a lot of that in there. Anyway, so I decided to do Maple Lodge, and I decided to do it on this 64 by 64 lot here in the new world of Gibby Point, and I made it where it's a haunted campsite, just like in Phasmophobia. If you don't know, you go and there's a ghost hunting around and doing whatever, and it leaves you at least 3 evidence, and once you gather those, you figure out what ghost it is, blah, 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 blah. So this is my recreation of Maple Lodge Campsite from Phasmophobia. So there's going to be, at the end, I'm going to do more of like a tour kind of thing and walk you through it, but I'm also going to try and do side by side with Phasmophobia and with my creation and kind of have you at the same time being able to see, well, this is the area on the actual game. This is how I made it. Anyway, and of course, some things are more overdone. Like I did a lot more greenery than what's in the game just because for The Sims it looks better. And it just looked weird if I just put vast, random, just greenery. And you'll see what I mean. So we're going to jump in the speed build. I did get it down to like 14 minutes. It's sped up like 20 times. But I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you have a great Halloween. Let's jump into the speed build. Okay, so here's a speed build. Please do not mind the face cam that is on the screen right now. When I got the idea, I streamed it the next day on Monday the 27th. And again, my best friend Danny decided, hey, it's almost Halloween. You should dress up. I have a Tom Nook onesie. Don't ask me why. And so I ended up dressing up. So you're going to see my weird face for a little bit in a raccoon costume. Just don't mind it. Right now what we're doing though is we're making Maple Lodge Campsite from Phasmophobia. It's my other favorite game. It's kind of weird that I go from one extreme to the other. One's about ghost hunting and dying, and the other one is about Sims and decorating. I don't know. But you have a truck that you come into and you'll see pops of the game come in because I did stream this, so it's me showing stream. But right now we're working on the truck that takes you to the thing, and it holds all your evidence items, and it shows you like the monitors of your activity, of the ghost activity, your sanity, because the lower your sanity, the more it'll like try to kill you. It's a fun game. Anyway, so we did that. That was the easiest part. And then now we're starting to try to like lay it all out. I didn't realize how long this was going to take me. I should have done the smaller one, but this one just has more to it. It has a whole actual lodge towards the back with a lake, and it's pretty cool. So I tried to make this as accurate as possible. I literally have, except for one item, so there's cursed objects in Phasmophobia. You have a mirror, tarot cards, music box, a thing called a monkey paw, but it's like a zombie hand. You have a Ouija board and a summoning circle, and I'm pretty sure I named them all. The only thing I could not find was a Ouija board. The only thing, because of Life and Death expansion pack, I got all the tarot cards. Well, I mean, they don't have a haunted mirror, but there's a mirror that looks a lot like it, so it's in here. I found an actual music box. I found some kind of weird hand thing, but it kind of looked like a monkey paw, so you'll see that. And I found some stuff that would work for a summoning circle with candles. So they're all in there. The Ouija board is just some weird beige board looking thing where it's supposed to be, because I literally couldn't find anything. And like I said in the beginning, I don't want any custom content in here. I want you to be able to download it and not have to worry about anything like that. So we started a little bit of the house entrance. It's not a house, it's like your check-in spot when you first walk in, and we laid that out. So now we're going to the left, and this is where there's just a whole bunch of like white tents. I do change out these tents here in a little bit, you'll see. And there's a lot of repeat items in this game. So there's a lot of coolers, a lot of storage bins, a lot of random thermoses laying around, baking pans laying around, a lot of soccer balls, and just random stuff. You're going to see a lot of repetition in the items, and I'm very sorry for that. But again, I was replicating the actual map itself. So and I cut out almost all of the landscaping because it's literally the same like 5 things over and over. So I cut it down to save your sanity because it's really boring to watch. It was kind of monotonous to do after a while because this lot is so big. So there's only 2 of the big white tents with stuff underneath it, and then there's a big tent next to one of them, and then there's like 3 small tents with like sleeping bags and grills in this area. There's also a big campfire area, which in this one I made it to where your sim could actually cook on the campfire, so that way you have more stuff to do if you want to come here. In the other one, you can light the fire in Phasmophobia, but you can't cook on it. And in on that one, you actually have marshmallows that it shows around the campfire. We don't have marshmallows in here, so there's weenies on a stick, which I thought was way better. But right now we are doing the check-in, I guess you could call it the check-in house thingy. I can't think of what you would actually call it. My brain is fried from this thing. And I think it turns out pretty cute. Now that the colors are a little bit different than what's in the actual game, because I couldn't find like any good, I don't know. It didn't, none of the reds looked right. But okay, so if you play Animal Crossing, which if you play The Sims, you probably have played Animal Crossing. Do you know the log furniture, the wood log furniture, and how they have that red plaid design for the cushions? That's literally what's in Phasmophobia, but they don't have it in The Sims. So this is more of a green instead of red. It's fine. It's whatever. But anyway, that's what we're setting up. And above the couch right there, that's where the haunted mirror is. So that's kind of what you're going to see. You'll see later where I put the tarot cards. I even made sure that all the tarot cards that are actually in the Phasmophobia that you can pull, and the ones that we have from Life and Death are actually also scattered all around. And I put random death tarot cards around the whole entire map just because I thought it was funny. So I don't really know the point of this part of the house or this part of the check-in place because it's just random stuff. So it wasn't very interesting to do. But I also added the crow from Life, and there's way too many packs in here, and I'm very sorry. I also added the crow right here, so you can also die by the crow if you're mean to it. So I thought that was a fun little tidbit to add in. And now I jump around a lot, by the way, but I'm about to start purely just doing this, but you'll see me jump and it may be a little confusing, so I'm very sorry for that. I also would like to say that laying this out was not as easy as I wanted it to be. I had an aerial view map that you'll see pop up on the screen from time to time that I referenced a lot, but man, it was a task to lay this out. Right now what I'm working on is there's 2 bathrooms back to each other in a little hallway down the middle. Now that's where the Ouija board is, where I'm at now. And that's the only item I couldn't actually find. But so, and there's 3 showers in there and 2 baths. I think I end up making only 2 showers, I think, because I needed more room, or I don't remember what I did. But I made these bathrooms as disgusting as possible. You'll see it here in a little bit that they're just completely ransacked and just not the nicest. But I think it comes out really good. I couldn't find any shampoo bottles because there's a lot of shampoo bottles on the floor in Phasmophobia in the bathrooms, but I couldn't find that, or any towels to put on the floor, but it's fine. But it does come out pretty good. That area is really tight. But I did play test most of this, so I'm pretty sure almost all of it works. If it doesn't, let me know if anyone ever plays it. This is me just trying to still get a grip on where everything's going to go, because that helps me know how to decorate it. And this is, okay, so where we're at now, instead of going left at the entrance, you would go right, and there's a door. And that's where that one is. And then now I'm working on, there's a nice like log cabin in the back by the lake that I was mentioning earlier. That's what I'm working on now. And now I had issues with roofing and laying out, like it has a roof on, it's 2 stories, so it has a roof on top, right? But then the first story, you can tell it has like a roof in the peak, and then right underneath the peak it has like a little balcony for the second floor. And oh, it took me a minute to get that down, but I got it. And it's a really, again, I had to add some things in here because in The Sims it just looks so empty. So I added knickknacks like on the walls, or just some little things here and there, just so it didn't look so bare. But right now we're working on the inside, and this is also where the summoning circle is, so you'll see that here in a little bit. It's just, I mean, it's just basic. I did add a fireplace. There's not normally one, but I added that just to have a fireplace and more gameplay. I added as much as I could to also help with gameplay, so you had more activities to do. Like there was a section that I really didn't have any thing to do, and I didn't want to add too much greenery, so I put like the archery, I put the ring toss, like the horseshoe thing, that's back there. I did put 2 kayaks, so you can go kayaking in the water because I made the water deep enough. And then there's tons of grills, tons of picnic tables. Of course, I had to clutter the tables, so I don't know how well they're going to work. This is the roof I was talking about that at first I had some issues with, but it came out, I mean, for not being able to replicate it exactly, I feel like it's not bad. I feel like if you've played Phasmophobia and you've played Maple Lodge at least like once or twice, you would know what this is. You would recognize it. I feel like you would. Maybe that's just me being biased, but I do. Anyway, so this is the upstairs to that little lodge, and it's just like a 1 bedroom kind of house situation with a bathroom, and everything's dirty and old. I don't even remember, honestly, if I put spider webs in here. I probably should have. But again, it's pretty simple. None of this is actually like, oh my God, crazy cool. Now, when I finish my storage container mansion, I'm excited to show you that. I am excited to show you this, but I'm just saying everything's very basic. They don't have a lot of decoration in a horror game, so you kind of have to use your imagination. But the house actually is already almost done. That's how simple it is. So we're almost done with that. And then I think I go back to the beginning to that left side here in a minute and start working on that again. The water, I waited to do the water for the lake at the very last minute. We tried a different lot in Gibby Point because there is one at the top right of the map that already has water on the lot, but in order to build on it, it kept making me build on a foundation. And I didn't want to build on a foundation because it made everything look stupid. And so that's why we had to do this and make a fake lake. But it still works. And then they have, you'll see when I start to show you Phasmophobia, they have these weird, it's like cloth, I don't even know, dividers, I guess. When I show you, you'll understand it. But they're like cloth dividers everywhere. And there was nothing, no fencing, nothing like that. And it's pretty much, they're only there so you can hide when the ghost hunts. That's why they're there. So since I couldn't find anything to replace it, all I did was I did fencing everywhere and just added a whole bunch of greenery. And that solved the problem of them not being there. It didn't look as weird. So, and that's what the fencing that you see that I'm doing now is so much greenery. And I probably should have done more around the outside of the place, but you know, the actual map, like in the game, is bare. So I just left it bare because after 23 something hours, I didn't want to do anymore. You also just saw the tarot cards. This is what I was talking about. So that has a deck of tarot cards, which you can actually, your sim can use. And then all of the cards that are actually in Phasmophobia, I laid out on the table just as a
fun little tidbit. I don't know if anyone's going to catch that because no one probably plays The Sims and Phasmophobia, but like me, Danny, and Pumpkin. But if you do, you'll see that laying around. Also, I did add a ladder because there's a ladder leaning over by the bathrooms where I'm at right now. But of course, there's nothing like that in The Sims. So you're going to see the ladder, like the top of it, kind of peek out of the roof. You just have to pretend that it's leaning against the roof and it's sticking up and not going through it. So again, just a little imagination because I couldn't do anything else. I did have the tool mod installed. If you don't know what that is, it helps you manipulate the objects more, like scale them up and down easier. You can rotate them in different ways. So that way, like you could have items tumped over or like leaning up against stuff. And there's pallets in this game that are leaning up against the walls, and there's pallets in the game. So it's like, oh, this is going to be great. No, that's the one object I could not get the tool mod to work on. So when you see the pallets on the floor, they're supposed to be up, but it is what it is, you know. And also I took out, there's a whole bunch of string lights throughout this whole map, which makes it look really pretty, by the way. But I took all of that out because I had to use a tool mod for every single one of them. There's tons of them. I had to use a tool mod for every one of them. So I had to scale them all up. And then I had to elevate them to go higher so your sim could walk underneath them. And so I did this throughout the whole map. And then I was finally done with all of this. And then I go to take pictures and none of those string lights will light up because they're fake, because they're from debug. So I had to find something else and redo all of it and scale it and elevate it. Oh, I wanted to pull my, if I don't have gray hair after that, I don't know when I'll ever get gray hair. 4 kids, 2 divorces, and now this Phasmophobia map. I should have like a whole head of gray hair, but here we are. So now we're working on the second area that has a whole bunch of tents. This is just mostly tents. And I never realized, I've played this game since 2021, I think. And I never realized there's this huge totem pole, huge like totem pole in the middle of this area I'm in. And I never realized it until I had to make this map. So that's why there's a huge totem thingy in the middle, because it's actually in the game for some random reason. So we're actually almost done, I think. We're not far from being done. We're getting towards to where you'll see the lake here in a little bit and working on the area going, I think, yep, I'm starting the lake now. I saved that one area by the front for last because it's a whole bunch. And the water, I tried the water in the beginning and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And then I finally figured it out. What I was doing is I was doing the ground terrain like you're supposed to. But then I was pressing fill to height instead of just raising the water gradually. Because if you fill it all the way up, it's like jagged edges and weird. But if you fill it to right before it's filled up, that's what makes it look better. So this is the lake. I put 2 crocodiles in there and some duckies just for funsies. And what else? There's 2 kayaks, like I said. What else did I put in here? I'm trying to think if I put anything else. Oh, there's an outhouse. There's the outhouse because there's actually a porta potty or a portaloo in here, but we don't have one in The Sims, which is kind of weird to me. I figured we would, but there's an outhouse, so there's extra bathrooms. Also, the dumpsters, there's tons of dumpsters, so you can dumpster woohoo or dive in the dumpster to make money if you want while you're here. I did set the lot as a lot challenge. It's a haunted lot, so there will be stuff going around, and I put something else, I don't remember. So it's just like kind of like you're in Phasmophobia, but in The Sims. It's really fun. It's set up as a kid camp, though. I don't really know how to change that. You can edit that if you know more about it than I do. So, but we are almost done. This is the last area. I'm going to hop in and we are going to tour, hopefully on both sides, and this is going to work. I'm going to show you, tour it like I'm walking it in The Sims and tour it walking it in Phasmophobia, and I will edit out any scary parts because the ghost is still going to be there in Phasmophobia, so he may show up. I don't know. But we're going to hop right in and I'm going to show you how this looks. I really hope you enjoyed this. Okay, so let's jump in. This is Maple Lodge Campsite again. It's in Gibby Point, this top 64 by 64 lot. It won't fit on any other lot. There's another 64 by 64 lot, but this is the lot I designed it for. Is this? You could also put it here, I guess, if you don't like this location. Anyway, so let's go look at it. Are you ready? Okay, so here we are, Maple Lodge Campsite, recreated from the game Phasmophobia. So I'm going to kind of tour you through it. verbally and do it this way. And then at the end, there'll be a little montage of me walking through it side by side, okay? With some fun, spooky music or something. So let me show you around my little creation. So this is the entrance. This is the truck I was telling you about. So you come in, this is the keypad technically that opens the door, but I had to use an alarm. So there's always 4 screens. This is the activity. If you have a sound sensor, the actual map, which can show you stuff of the, it actually shows you an aerial view of the map. And then this is where you see what your sanity is. And then this normally has it's normally just one cork board, and it has like the ghost name, your case number, your objectives that you should do, blah, blah, blah. There's normally 2 clipboards right here for like your weekly and daily tasks that you can do to earn more money. And then you have this over here, which is where your computer is. And it has a whole bunch of stuff that I couldn't find. Also, because it is Halloween, I did decorate with some pumpkins and stuff around the map. If you use this after Halloween, you can take it off. You can change it where it's not haunted too. So you can use this as just a campsite if you want to. Anyway, so there's that. And then up here where these pegboards are is normally all of the items you need to go in to see what the ghost is and so you don't die. I really couldn't find anything to put up here, so it's empty, but it's just, you get the point. So once you get out of the truck, then you come over here. There's normally a little car over here. Again, out here is normally very scarce, and I just left it that way because I was over it. The sign normally isn't here, but it was just my little added thing. And then this is the entrance to Maple Lodge. So you go through here. This is the little entry house I was telling you about. Again, you're going to see like a lot of coolers, a lot of repetitive items. This is where the haunted mirror is. So there is one of the cursed objects. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know what this is. It just has some random stuff in it. But if you want for gameplay, there is a crow right here that you can play with, befriend. Maybe it kills you. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Okay. So if you want to, you can either go out of here to go back here, or I'm going to take you where it just goes all the way around. So we're going to go over here and we're going to come to the left. And this is the first area that I worked on. Here's those little white tents that I was telling you about. They have all the random stuff in it. Another little tent that you can sleep in while you're here. The campfire, this is where the voodoo doll is, and we actually did have a voodoo doll. There's a guitar, so there's more gameplay. There's actually a guitar in the map. I made this to where you could cook on it. I made it where you can sit around the fire, poke it. There's some little hot dogs here, grills, more little tents, sleeping bags if they want to sleep outside. And like I said, I told you I overdid the greenery. I want it to be lush and full because I can't help myself. So then you go over here. You go this way, and this is where the bathrooms are over here. This is what I was talking about with the ladder. Normally in the game, it would be leaning against the roof. I couldn't find that. So we're going to act like this is leaning. Just use your imagination. This is one of the areas. Now, I didn't do this for every area in the map because I didn't think about it till just now, but I did. There's a couple spots that there can be the generator turn on the power, and I did put them in like a few locations. So if you see multiple generators, that's why. Here's one bathroom. I think they do like a male female side, not in the game, but I didn't do that. It's just bathrooms, and there's like 2 showers, and it's all disgusting. This right here is where the Ouija board is, and like I said, it's like jewelry or something, but it's the only thing that kind of looked like a beige board for it. So your Sims can use a bathroom, take showers in here, and then you go around here. Here's a dumpster, and yes, you can get through here. Here's a dumpster. You can dumpster dive, woohoo, do whatever you want. This is the area I didn't know what to do with. And instead of adding just more greenery, we have 3 archery things, and then we have the little ring toss, which all of it works. So more tents, and these are the string lights from hell, because those are the ones that the first ones I put down didn't light up, and then I had to rescale all of them. Anyway, it looks good though. It was worth it. But more campsite stuff here. Another little area. I probably should have put dirt underneath here, but I didn't. This is where the music box is. Another area you can, these seats do work, so they can roast some weenies, marshmallows, whatever. I did put a random death tarot card there. All these tents they can sleep in while they're here. That's that random totem I never knew was in the game until I needed to recreate it. There's also random bowling pins everywhere. So to make this, I actually had to buy the bowling pack. It was like the only pack I didn't have. So yeah, I actually had to spend money to make this map. Is that not funny? So you go this way. Now, this way is the lodge. This way goes back to the front. So we're going to go this way first. I did actually have a lot of the items over here. This is where it should be leaning, but tool mod wouldn't work for it. I also did add 2 different ghost cow plants because that just seemed like a good idea. This is the lodge, which look at this, y'all. Is this not? Now, I'm in build mode right now, but these little squares that you see right here, they're actually like ducks and alligators and stuff. So they won't look like that normally. But yeah, 2 kayaks. And I think I went a little overboard with the pumpkins because look, I even put it like they're in the kayaks. I don't know if that affects you being able to play. You may have to delete them. The dock, which actually in the game I'll show you, I don't know if you want to see, but a Michael Myers mask actually pops up when you come to the edge of the dock in the game. It's kind of fun. Picnic tables, again, more grilling, more coolers. Here's another spot where the generator can be. Then if we go inside up here, there's normally a key right here under this mat you have to get. I couldn't find a single key, so we didn't do that. Go in here. This is where the summoning circle is. I put just random candles down. They are, in the game, they're all different size candles too. I think they're normally red. I couldn't change. I don't think I had all red candles. You can cook. I made sure there was a fridge. I'm pretty sure the fridge still works. I did not test that. I just realized that. So if it doesn't, let me know. So you can cook for your people here, fireplace for stuff, TV, upstairs, bedroom. I thought these were really cool. There's actually a picture of just like a whole bunch, like an old picture of a whole bunch of people from like way back in the day, but I couldn't find anything like that. You do have 2, I think there's 2 of these. I think, I swear there's another one. There is a telescope, so you can use that and also die by it. I don't think in this map, but almost every house map in Phasmophobia always has these stand-up fans. I don't know why, and the ghosts love to turn them on, so I did put that in there just for my own little whatever. Bathroom, again, nothing very exciting. So you do have a computer, again, the little balcony, but there's nothing on the balcony in the game, and I forgot to go back and put something. So if you want to, you can do that. So there's a little lodge. We have our lake. It probably should have, I think it should have probably gone over here by the map, but I didn't do that, and I don't feel like changing it now. Then if you go back up here and you go through this door, kind of confusing, I'm fully aware. It took me a long time to get used to this map. Here's your outhouse. I don't think this dumpster they can get to because of all the crap I put here, but it's fine. You have another one. And then there is an actual bear trap right here, but because we don't have one, I put a mouse trap and sized it up. I thought that was funny. Here is what I was telling you about the monkey paw. It's just a hand. I didn't really know what else to do, but this is really just all like cluttered. I think I showed you all of, yeah, I showed you all of the cursed objects. Yeah. And then you go back through this door and you're back at the beginning. And that, my friends, is Maple Lodge campsite. I really hope you enjoyed this video, by the way, and thank you so much for watching. If you got to this point, and also you should try Phasmophobia. It's pretty fun. I play it all the time. Anyway, love you later. Bye.